Alright, it's time for part 5 of Fuga 2. This appears to be the innermost chamber of the facility. Alright, move out. In the furthest depths of the facility, the Belenos awaited the children's arrival with all generators humming. Though it showed no immediate signs of attacking, the air was thick with tension that set the children on edge. Is that what the Belenos looks like in its fully completed form? It looks a lot scarier. I have a real bad feeling about this. Jahil, are you and Han alright? As if in response to Malt's question, the Belenos entry hatch opened and a lone figure slowly walked out. The children were dumbfounded once they realized who it was. President Muscat? Father, you really are alive? You all truly don't disappoint. I suppose I should have expected as much from the heroes of Gasco. Vanilla, on the other hand, I warned you. I gave you explicit instructions. Why did you not heed my words? I wasn't sure if those letters were really from you or not. What is he talking about? I received a few letters. They said not to get involved with the Belenos. Wait, what's going on here? We all thought you died when the Tyrannus was hijacked. Vanilla's been grieving your death and fighting to avenge you this whole time. How could you do this to her? The President responded in kind with a question of his own, though it wasn't one any of them were expecting. Just who is it that you think died and when? Don't tell me you haven't figured it out yet, Vanilla. Just when and how did your father die? Can you not remember? Did you really not know? Father died when the Tyrannus went haywire. Are you sure that was your father? What are you getting at? You certainly saw your father die, but it wasn't the day the Tyrannus went out of control. Vanilla began to quake with fright at the President's words. Think back to the last time your life was in danger. Allow me to set the scene. It was half a year ago, a dark night, a flaming automobile. You mean the accident? Mother died and father was badly hurt, but he saved my life. Oh, are you so sure that was your father? What do you mean? You remember well, save for one detail. The one who saved your life was me. Mr. Spookington. No, it can't be. So you haven't forgotten the face of your kind old tutor. The President smiled as he removed the bandages. His burnt face was that of the President's, but in an instant it seemed to melt away and become the face of another. It's been a while, Vanilla. Cayenne, I thought you died too. It was no accident, Vanilla. I used a spell to blow up your parents' car. I stole away both your parents and the presidency in one fell swoop. The no-no within him is alarmingly powerful. His spells are definitely stronger than mine. That's right, I almost forgot there was a spellcaster in your midst. I certainly do have a few spells in my arsenal, though my specialty is illusion and persuasion spells. I took on the guise of the President for half a year and no one could tell the difference. You pretended to be my father all this time? And you killed my parents? Vanilla held up a hand to her mouth to fight the sudden urge to vomit. Damn it, how could anyone do something so terrible? Revenge, boy, against the Burmans who took my family and against the Muscat and the people of Gasco who stopped me from avenging them. But I needed to fully complete the Belenos in order to complete the work that I started. As I'm sure you know firsthand, the Belenos has the power to recall destroyed weaponry. If used correctly, perhaps it could even restore the Vannergand. What? Nonsense, do you really intend to bring back that monster? To destroy the Burman Empire? How horrible. That is exactly what my plan is. In fact, Burman would already be a smoldering ruin if you hadn't stopped me. No problem, though. You'll pay for that today. Jahil, what did you do with him? He's in the Belenos as a part of its bioorganic makeup. You won't get away with this, bitch. The high-pitched hum of the Belanos echoed throughout the chamber. The Belanos appears to have readied itself for combat. Prepare to initiate a counter-offensive. Hehehe, let me give you a taste of the true power of the Belanos. I'd expect nothing less from the heroes of Gasco. I suppose I have no choice but to play my trump card. You have a trick up your sleeve? Come, Vanilla, it's time for your final lesson. Oma Salalusa. No fucking habla. It's time to use what's in the box. Are you up to the task? Yes, that's a good girl. Your mother and father would be proud. What is this, mind control? Those were happy days, thanks, Vanilla. Your lessons were grueling, but it felt like you knew everything in the world, Mr. Cayenne. I hate it when games introduce an enemy at like the very end with basically no fucking backstory at all. Vanilla says, Mother and Father were always so happy when I would tell them what you taught me. This plot is so contrived. It was written by dumbasses. Maybe if I tell them what I learned during this final lesson, they'll be just as happy as they were back then. But they're fucking dead. Wake the fuck up, bitch. Estúpido. What the hell is happening, says Malt. Well done, Vanilla. You always were my star pupil. Explosion detected in the engine room. It appears to have been caused by an explosive device that was within the tank. Severe damage sustained. We are unable to fire weaponry or move. Oh no, what have you done to Vanilla? I just sent her on a one-way trip back into the arms of her loving parents. I should have sent her off with them from the start, but at least this way she was able to be of use to me. Is he really flesh and blood? No person would do such a thing. No, Vanilla. Forget bad, you're evil. You're gonna regret this. Would you all like a lesson too? Very well, allow me to school you in the pure power wrought by a vengeance quenched. Didn't we just defeat this thing, but like we're losing somehow now? Okie doke. Farewell, heroes. Ha ha ha. Spooky. Look at those lasers. Arg, say the children. Apparently we're playing Fuga, Melodies of Steel 2. Oh, okay, the logo's right there again. Thanks, game. As though I forgot what money I spent my game on. What game I spent my money on, rather. Petite Mona, question mark. When did we get back here? Malt, what are you doing here? It's not often I see you by yourself. I'm not sure. I have a feeling something really awful just happened, but I can't remember what. You must be tired. The village is fine. Go get some rest. Where is everyone? Are you looking for the other children? They're headed to the cave on the edge of town. I tried to stop them, but they said something important was waiting for them there. The place where it all began. I need to catch up to them. Nothing is more important in life than good friends. Oh, the power of friendship. The anime trope that just keeps on boring the shit out of me and being a pointless plot structure. The sheer fucking laziness of it all. Oh, friends are so fucking powerful. Fucking friends. Got my fucking friends, baby. Jesus Christ. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, I wanted to check... this, maybe? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we've maxed out both of these, so that's good. I was curious if there would be an additional ending for having them both maxed out, but who knows? We won't find out till we beat the game again. Chapter 11, Reverie. Spooky. I should be near the cave by now. Where am I? I think I remember now. We were fighting the Belenos. We didn't win and everyone died. Damn it. My, you've certainly been through it, lad. Who are you? Who am I? I suppose I never introduced myself. I go by Maestro around these parts. Like an orchestra conductor? Right, and I'm here to conduct symphonies of hope and despair. Do you realize we've already met, don't you? Or maybe we haven't yet. Dear me, let's not worry about the details. Hope and despair? What are you talking about? Is this Danganronpa? I suppose you're still not entirely used to this place. Or perhaps your memory is failing. No, you're much too young for that. What you witnessed was a vision of a potential future. One in which you and your friends were defeated in battle and obliterated. So it was all in my mind? What the heck are you talking about? The future has limitless possibilities. If the one you saw was less than desirable, then why not just envision a new one? It could be a future full of hope, or perhaps of despair even more tragic than the last. The question is, do you have the courage to try again? I will avoid the new bad future, I guess. Keep in mind, the future you envisioned could be even darker than the last, but if you've come this far, you might as well take the chance. Speak with your friends and let them guide you. The old end of the RPG talk to all the characters thing. What's the matter, Socks? I feel so useless. I can't help Hannah. I don't even know who our enemy is anymore. I'm even more useless. Emo. Furry guy is emo. Anyways, none of these people say anything particularly interesting. They're just all kind of like sad and stuff. Doesn't really do anything for me or the plot. They're like trying to be like, oh yeah, I remember there's like 12 characters in this game. Most of them are useless. Awesome. Thanks, game. Thanks for reminding me that you have no ability to write reasonably interesting characters by forcing me to interact with all of them. It's my fucking favorite. Sniff. I'm so sad. I want to go home. It's scary. Oh my god. I'm not scared anymore. All it took was talking to one of my friends. Friends equal not sad. Dear God. I feel like someone else is here, maybe on the rooftop. Thanks, game. Just have me running around in circles. I love it. Seems ultra necessary. They couldn't all be in the same room and talking. That would just be too easy. None of this is your fault, Vanilla. Even though you blew up our fucking engine, you goddamn retard. Oh boy. I sense someone inside. Who is it? Hannah? Why are you apologizing? I'm the reason you came to stop Jahil. It's my fault. How could I have been so selfish? We're fighting to save you. Probably. Yeah, no shit. Since the beginning of the game. Wow. Shocker. What a fucking twist. Where is it this time? The Soul Cannon Chamber? 150 to 148. It can't be. Jahil? Leave me alone. I'm your enemy, aren't I? Knock it off. You really expect me to leave you alone? Don't make me laugh. There's plenty I have left to say to you. What are you gonna do? Kill me? No, we should become friends. Can't say I was expecting that. That's kind of weird. Let's settle the score. Just not right now. Our rematch will have to wait. You'll regret ever messing with us. Will he, though? You're there, aren't you, Maestro? Yes. I hope you'll consider it a form of reward, but I took it upon myself to meddle somewhat with the past actions of your allies. I'm certain you and the Tyrannus will continue on your fateful whirlwind around the world. I'm not sure what you mean. One last parting word. Consider this both advice and a warning. Every decision you make can result in either hope or despair. The choice between them is up to you. In any case, I'm sure we'll cross paths again someday, or maybe not. The choice is up to me? Wow. Who knew? Malt, wake up. Come on, Malt, open your eyes. Get up. Yeah, wake up. Hey, snap out of it. Rise and shine. Wake up. Wow, you're awake. We thought you were dead. You lost consciousness. You hit your head. Did you take a nap? Oh my god. Where's Maestro? Huh? Are you still asleep or something? Where's Vanilla? Took you long enough. Looks like Mr. Sleepyhead finally woke up. Malt grasped both of Vanilla's hands firmly, and a single tear slid down his cheek. The children were taken aback by Malt's sudden action at first, but their shock soon gave way to warm smiles and nods of affirmation. You're embarrassing me. I'm just happy you're here. Though she was complaining, Vanilla clenched Malt's hands tightly. Before she knew it, her cheeks were also wet with tears. That's fine and all, but could you not get me all weepy like this? My bad. Can someone fill us in on the current situation? After it became impossible for us to continue the battle, the Belenos just left us there alive, because the guy who pilots it is a fucking dumbass. We couldn't fight back, and it just let us go? Why didn't it destroy us while it had the chance? I don't even remember what happened. The children wondered about the fuzziness of their memories and what had really happened, hoping Hax might be able to fill in the blanks. I focused all energy to our shields, narrowly protecting us from total destruction. In the end, the roof collapsed, prompting the Belenos to cease its attack and take the opportunity to escape. The roof collapsed? Are we trapped in here? We are covered by a staggering amount of debris, but I have confirmed an escape route. Currently, all function output has been routed to repairing the damage we sustained in battle. We will depart once the repairs are complete, which will be shortly. That's a relief. Oh boy. Everything magically worked out okay for no reason. Worst fucking writing ever. What is this, Naruto? Is there gonna be a small child that keeps saying believe it over and over again? Databayo. There's gonna be 23 episodes about learning a new spell or whatever. Yay, I just learned ultimate bitch slap boom blue palm exploding fuck you attack. And somehow I'm barely gonna win even though I'm fighting enemies that are stronger than me literally every fucking single time. Oops, I just ruined the entirety of Naruto. And then they, like, started it in a cool direction with, like, Shippuden. They made it, like, a little bit darker. But then they just couldn't figure out how to end it. So then they're like, I think I know what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna have aliens with fucking ninja powers attack the globe. Fucking assholes. They're fucking goddamn, there's some goddamn motherfucking aliens. Alien Hokages and shit. Fucking Christ. Yeah, pretty much. It's awful. Anyone who thinks that show has any merits doesn't understand what stories are supposed to look like. Outside of when mommy read you a bedtime story when you were 12. She gives you a tuckle and a fuckle. Oh boy. Pretty soon no one will have a job anymore. We'll all starve to death as AI takes over and decides to use us as batteries while plunging us into a set of ones and zeros that appears to be a world where we fruitlessly live out our meaningless lives, just like in the Matrix. Is this a simulation? I mean, people are already sitting in front of a fucking computer most of their life anyway. Why not just immerse them into it? Just upload them into the cloud. It's the only way. Bred by virtual penises. But what if you can't feel it? What's the point? Yeah, like you're gonna just be able to fucking code his app, like after like 3 weeks of studies. Yeah, all he needs is the power of friendship. Get your cash in a flash. Yeah, not if you're not smart enough to get them to sign an NDA. Then they'll just steal your idea for free and never tell you about it. Launch it in every other country in the world first, but yours. Until 5 years later, you're like, oh shit, somebody else thought of the same idea I did. Sure, that's how that happened. Whenever you're like, oh yeah, I could have swore I came up with this idea and never told anybody, that's God stealing your economic potential. He's robbing you blind. Yeah, you might want to make sure you talk to a lawyer before you get into anything with any good ideas that a friend might have. Because next thing you know, you'll have written the code and she'll be off somewhere selling the idea to someone else. And then be like, oh yeah, I didn't feel like I should pay you because it was my idea. Even though you did all the fucking work. Never help anyone unless they're paying you. Trust me. It's not smart. Some other good tidbits of advice are never give the homeless or a religion any money, ever. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's like insane to me that most religions have like fucking hedge funds and shit now. That shit should be so goddamn illegal. They get to like pay no taxes on the money that they make from this shit too. It's just fucking beyond ridiculous. Passing the collection plate, telling old grannies that they're gonna get to go to heaven, and then investing the money in a fucking hedge fund. Like, oh man. That is the definition of completely fucked up. Yeah, I just need a little bit more money so I can, not give any of it to the community that I've been claiming to help. It's awesome. It's my favorite thing ever. These vile scumbags deserve to be taken out back and shot in the fucking head. That is the only way to deal with any religious person. Oh yeah, you're gonna get all these great benefits, but you won't get them until you're dead. LOL. How do you get a refund when you're dead? Like, you just don't. That's the ultimate fucking scam. People believing in this shit. I'm just like, how stupid are you? Who the fuck came up with this garbage? Oh yeah, they'll just pay their lobbyists to go blow a bunch of fucking Republicans. That way, you know, they make sure they get their fucking goddamn money. It's just how it be. The Republicans will all be like, "You're destroying our religion! It doesn't hurt anybody." It doesn't hurt anybody to extort money and then put it in a goddamn hedge fund just so you can avoid paying taxes. I beg to differ, actually. I'm cool with religion as long as 100% of all their revenues are taxed. I bet you nobody would do anything in religion ever again. Shocking. People want money for their actions. Shocker on fucking Shock Street. In the US, nonprofits don't have to pay taxes on any income as long as they're continuing to expand their business. So like, if I'm a not-for-profit in the US, let's actually use one I've worked for. Let's call it Big Brothers Big Sisters. Their mission is basically to help kids in shitty situations. So if they spend their money expanding their services, e.g. offering their services in more places, instead of, you know, spending their money on shit, then technically, like, they can get away with not paying taxes on pretty much all their money. But you can also make an argument that you're expanding your services by increasing wages to your existing employees and giving them more responsibilities as well. So what usually ends up happening is that the CEO of most of these not-for-profit organizations starts making more and more and more fucking money until like 99% of all money you give to a charity just literally ends up in the CEO's fucking wallet. So, you know, donating to charity isn't very smart either. Just don't do it. It is a fucking tax scheme. I love it even more when, like, companies, when they're trying to hire you, they're like, oh yeah, we have all these volunteers, and you can go to this website and, like, put in all your volunteer work so that the company can claim that they did all the volunteer work so that they can have tax benefits. I'm like, that's awesome. That's the most fucking evil shit I've ever heard of in my entire life. So, as much as it sucks, like, most charities don't really do anything other than put money into a CEO's pocket. It helps to do research to figure out which ones actually do that. Like, if you're actually showing up in, like, front of real life people and helping those people in reality, like, then fine, it's probably a legitimate charity. Oof. But a lot of them don't do fuck all. Yeah, that would be a thing. Like, the only thing that makes sense is progressive taxation. Like, what we already have now. You tax poor people less and you tax rich people more. There's nothing else that's fair in this world outside of that. But the problem is that in the United States, we have this thing called capital gains. So people that make their money from the stock market, that make their money from long-term games, basically pay like 15% in taxes. So how is that fair that, like, if I make, I don't know, $70,000 a year, I need to pay like 30-something% of my money to the government, but some trillionaire fucking pays basically nothing. They only pay that 15%. There's so many fucking loopholes, it's just ridiculous. And it's pretty easy, like as an upper middle class person, to hide almost all your money. You just dump like 50% of your money into your 401k, you max out your HSA, you go ahead and you max out your ESPP at work, go ahead and max out all these other instruments of finance, and the government's like, oh, we don't count this as money that we tax because you're using it for retirement. But if you're so fucking rich that you don't need to be saving money for retirement, you're just giving tax people another fucking account to offshore, essentially, at that point. It's not a good thing. It's good for an average American, but, like, there should be a cap. Like, once you've been making so much money, like, you shouldn't be allowed to exploit those things. It's ridiculous. Don't tell rich people that, though. They'll get real upset. Why should I have to pay any money in taxes? I want to create a perpetual dynasty for my fucking stupid-ass family so that they never have to pay taxes either. Okie doke. You should be shot in the fucking head with all that level of patriotism. I don't want to pay taxes. Kill yourself. Immediately. That is the only way you can help this world. Fucking bullet to your brain. Disperse the monies. Jesus Christ. Invest in our crumbling infrastructure. All the roads and bridges be broken. We have multiple water reservoirs that are at risk of not being able to sustain multiple very large cities at this point. Like, it's fucking insane that just like, oh yeah, just give all the rich people tax breaks forever so that they never have to pay any money. Yeah, same bullshit. We were picking up a fucking unidentified unit. It's probably the guy that we came here to fight. Oh, no shit. Oh, really? Wow, fucking, wow, amazing. Dirty dirt! You must give the rich people more money. They need it. They won't fucking spend it, or any reasonable proportion of it to stimulate the economy. What they're gonna do is they're gonna invest it forever so that their kids never have to work either. What a fucking amazing plan. I'll stay rich forever, and everyone else can fucking work for me. Why hasn't anyone picked up on this scam yet? I do wonder. I do fucking wonder. Because everyone's too fucking completely retarded. They're like, oh, as long as I suck rich people penises long enough, eventually they'll fucking bring me into their little club. No, the fuck they aren't. They haven't done it in thousands of years. Why are they gonna start now? How fucking stupid are you? Jesus Christ. You might as well just join a religion and kill yourself so you can go meet God. Like, that is a much more productive set of activities than wasting your time being a fucking slave to rich cunts. And private companies, yeah. Sure. Like they're not all bought and paid for by the fucking board of the organization, which are usually people that know each other, are friends with each other, and sometimes related. Okay. Well, the way private organizations are supposed to work is that they're supposed to be taxed, like, at the highest tax bracket, like 40%. But they're not, because there's a bunch of corporate tax loopholes where you get, like, a shitload of money if you're investing in American businesses. So a lot of these companies will invest in American businesses because they're not going to lose as much of their money to taxes. So it's just a process that goes on and on and on and on forever. Every time the tax code is amended, most of what changes is that rich people get more tax breaks. And it doesn't work, and it never has worked, but people keep doing it anyway. It's kind of amazing. Like, we're at a point in reality where almost all of the wealth has been consolidated into, like, I don't know, a couple thousand people's hands. I don't care what company you work for or how hard you work, like, 90% of people are never gonna move out of the class that they were born into. It's just a fucking... it's reality. But if you say things like that, then you're just hopeless and, oh my god, you're so negative and blah blah blah. It's just ridiculous to me. Yeah, somehow in a world with limited resources, we can just produce forever and sustain an ever-growing population forever. That seems like it's gonna work. I'm sorry that you're retarded, and that you believe literally everything anyone tells you, but these people are not here to help you. And if you believe literally anything otherwise, you deserve to be beaten to death. Like, look at the baby boomers right now, like, where people think, like, all this collective wealth is held in the United States. Like, literally 50% of them don't have 1 penny for retirement, despite being offered pensions and all this other stuff that we definitely don't get as younger people in society today. It is all a shit show. Yep, and they just won't fucking die. Shocker, right? It's a hilarious joke if you're dumb enough to believe it. Like, what happens when everybody is fucking just existing off the fucking stock market and nobody's actually working? I wonder what the shopping markets will be filled with. You go to the grocery store and there's nothing in there. Because nobody's working. These rich people have such a beautiful scam. If we want a chance of taking on the Belenos, we'll need to be in top form. Let's take care of that inspection immediately. Yeah. Old Parisia, where part of the Vannergand lies. The children clenched their fists upon hearing Malt's words, some with anger, some as if in prayer. I love that, like, one of the mottos of religion is you gotta get them while they're young. They won't fucking believe this shit if you tell them when they've got a fully developed brain. Just a little longer now, Vannergand. Once I free you, you'll be able to sow chaos freely throughout the land. Ha ha ha, damnable Burmans. Prepare yourself for a taste of pain. You will share in their suffering before my vengeance is sated. Just another white guy with a bunch of fucking semi-automatic weapons opening fire into a crowd. Because the hot lady at work won't bang him because he's 97 and has a small clit penis. Hannah says, "Hurry everyone, lend me your strength." Just buy a fucking sex toy, Jesus. Society won't think that I've won unless I have hot bitches sucking my dick in front of a crowd of people. Grow the fuck up. The stock market was never an invention for regular people. It was always an invention of the wealthy to keep wealthy people wealthy. Wow, looky, there's a bajillion airships. You can't go running off like that, you'll get lost. I'll be okay. I won't go alone, I promise. Don't go breaking that promise, you hear? What is this pointless dialogue? It's the end of the game. Like, the story should be concluding, and it's just two idiots talking to each other. Oh boy. Yes, literally everyone wants to get paid to do nothing, but there's a little bit of a problem with that. Meanwhile, in the shadows of the forest near town, Stolen cast furtive glances in all directions. He's late. What in blazes is keeping him? Apologies for the wait, General. Took you long enough. How'd it go? Everything's ready when you are. Let's put the plan into motion in Pharaoh. It may prove risky, but we may be able to take advantage of the chaotic state of the city. Understood. Very good. Yes, sir. Oh my god. Just no more. Basically, the old people came up with a plot to save everything as a last-ditch effort. But they use too many words to describe it. Too many words. Why you talk so much? Yeah, that money's working for you. That doesn't sound suspect at all. A few hours after his battle with the children had come to a close, Cayenne arrived at the floating island where Parisia, the erstwhile capital of Gasco, had once stood. A year had passed since the fierce battle between the Tyrannus and the Vannergand, leaving only the remnants of the latter behind. Oh, how you've changed, Parisia. Not a soul stirs in the lifeless necropolis you've become. and the one responsible for your metamorphosis, the Vannergand. The time has come for your place in this tale of vengeance. Rise once more, almighty god of chaos and annihilation. As though money has, like, the power to get out of bed in the morning and fucking drive down to the coal mine and start fucking mining out shit for you. Like, what a ridiculous fucking prospect. What a marvelous sight. I finally arrived. Oh, Vannergand, with the power of the Belanos, I will revive you to serve as my personal instrument of revenge. It's time to show me your true power. Like, who even cares about this fucking enemy? Like, he just appears at the end of the game like, I'm the enemy, LOL. You've never met me before, so you have no ties to being angry at me because I'm basically pointless. Phoenix sequence activated. Limiter deactivated. Initiating link. More useless words. You have to do something, Jahil. He can't hear me. What should I do? Eek. Rise and sow chaos on the world. Capital for the sake of capital. Meanwhile, the children finished their tune-up of the tank and prepared to continue their pursuit of the Belanos. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Considering the serious damage the Belanos caused, it makes sense that not everything could be fixed by the auto-repair function alone. I'm glad we finished with the repairs, but the nearby port was wrecked by Cayenne. No airport will fly out of there anytime soon. Oh my god, no, what are we gonna do? Incoming transmission from the army. That's probably Lieutenant Muscat. Oh, thank goodness I got through. Oh my god. Vanilla informed Muscat of the recent battle. That can't be. You're telling me Mr. Cayenne killed my father and has been impersonating him this entire time? One more thing. He's trying to destroy the whole fucking world. Unbelievable. What is this, a JRPG? The world's at stake here? Oh my goodness. How could he have fooled me so easily? I think I'm gonna be sick. This plot is fucking stupid. The sound of something shattering could be heard on the other end of the call. Lieutenant Muscat, my apologies. Thank you for informing me of all this. I'll prepare to send all available forces after Cayenne immediately. Can I count on you once more to help us with this operation? Like you even have to ask. We're already in the tank on our way. I got this great idea. You can buy pieces of a company, and depending on how many pieces of the company that you own, you'll get paid money for just doing literally nothing and letting the people that already run the organization run the organization. It's a perfect scheme because over time, anybody that works there will get paid less and less and less outside of the CEO, until basically there's just one gigantic billionaire asshole who has so much money that he can control the fucking US government with lobbying. What a great fucking plan. There's that old saying, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Why can we not fucking learn from history? Probably because these rich people have you too busy, working 40 hours a week, giving you 1 week off a year, telling you to go to fucking church, but also you need to go work out too. So you have literally no goddamn time to do anything other than better yourself. And by the time you fucking wake up and realize anything, you get diabetes or you get your fucking back broken in a car accident. Then they just fucking, bury you and move on. It's a pretty simple yet evil plan. Like, when I was reading financial textbooks, working on my Series 7 and 66, I could just not believe the shit that was written in these fucking books. These thousands of pages of books that are basically just to keep wealthy people wealthy in fucking perpetuity. Like, oh, you gotta know all the secrets that they don't teach you in normal high school because they don't want anybody competing with them. Fucking shocker. Like, very few high schools, I guess, teach financial literacy. When I was in high school, albeit I grew up in a relatively higher end area, there was a class called Consumer Education, and literally all it did was tell you, like, how to do your taxes, how to get married, how the benefits of compounding interest, why you should save your money instead of spend it, shit like that. You can, as long as you don't want to have a life. Like, that's the thing. If you're saving all your money so that compounding interest can do its magic so that you can actually retire, instead of dying in squalor, like, chances are you probably stayed home a lot, probably didn't spend a lot of money on going out or doing things, because you don't have enough money to do both. It's like, live a boring life until you die so you can make the next chain of events for your offspring better. Slightly better, rather. It's just like fucking bananas, dude. And that doesn't work anymore. Like, people don't want to have kids because they know it's a fucking drain on their economy. Like, why am I gonna shoot out children and keep this world going on and on and on? Like, what's... Like, if I'm just gonna die anyway, what the fuck is the point? That's why there's gigantic social movements across the world of young people that are just like, I don't want to have fucking kids. What do you think that's gonna do when you go try to collect Social Security, though? Probably not gonna end well for you. If nobody's putting money in, then where does the money come from? Because rich people aren't paying taxes. We have already established that shit. Just squirt babies out forever. Your sole existence in the capitalist scheme of things is to produce work, consume other people's work, and fucking squirt babies out so that hopefully the Social Security will exist by the time you go to retire. But the rich people just keep trying successfully to find ways to rob your pension and rob your fucking retirement and Social Security. So, are you gonna be on the side of like, oh, maybe things will end up all okay? Or are you gonna fare on the side of rich people are probably gonna bribe everyone until they get what they want? It's fucking awful, but true. That's the thing, though. Every 5 or 10 years, there's a fucking recession. Like, what happens to the money that you saved up during this unknowably long recession? You're probably going to need to pull it out and spend it so that you don't go fucking bankrupt and starve. Like, unless you're just making, like, well above average income, you're probably fucked. I don't like his skills. Whatever. Like, if you don't have $1 million in your bank account when you have a child, you're probably being reckless, in my opinion. Like, it's all well and good that you've been fucking trained by society to want what society expects you to do. Like, they've completely brainwashed you into doing exactly what they want. So, you know, like, really. The straight people do it to each other all day long, too, and it just makes me laugh. They're like, oh yeah, you should have kids. Like, so my kids can have friends, and, like, we can all just, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's... Wow. I'm sure you'll have a bunch of free time once you have a bunch of extra kids to hang out with your buddies all the time. So ridiculous. You know, kids... They don't take any time, no hassle, no muss, no fuss. Just snort some crystal meth off your drug dealer's penis. And, you know, they'll take care of themselves. The internet and the TV will just totally raise them. Like, the only reason that we're not poor is because we're fucking 2 incomes, no kids. They call it TINKS. 2 income, no kids. And a lot of people are like, oh shit, 2 incomes is way better than 1. Having kids sucks. They're a drain on my economy and my fucking patience. There's a reason that people fucking kill their children. They're fucking awful. Drowning them in the bathtub, electrocuting them, driving off the fucking pier. They'll kill them any way they can. The island that once housed the proud capital city of Parisia crumbled away with the pre-birth of the Vandergand. And in this game, you can literally shove a child into a fucking rocket launcher and use them as a bullet, so... Apparently Japan gets it. Even worse, in Japan, there used to be a ritualistic murder of your children that was deemed socially and legally acceptable. I don't know that it is anymore, but sometimes a mom would just fucking kill her baby because she's like, I don't want this fucking pain in the ass anymore. And it was deemed okay. People understood. Jesus Christ. Farewell, Parisia. The current capital will resemble you before long. Onward to Pharaoh, our stepping stone on the path to Berman. In the US, there's even a growing movement of mothers that have, like, gone temporarily insane and killed their babies, and they're trying to be like, these women shouldn't go to jail. They, you know, dealing with children sucks. Whatever, just fucking kill your kid. It's fine, the law will protect you. It's fucking amazing, like... The world that we live in, man, is just filled to the brim with shit. The Vandergan served to amplify the power of the Belenos, spawning all manner of unarmed weaponry with incredible speed. The other thing, too, is the system literally doesn't give a shit about any of these kids. Like, I mean, you're paying social workers minimum wage to essentially be a fucking court respondent and to show up at least once a month to make sure that all these kids are alive with their foster parents. They barely get like 10 minutes talking to the kid because most of their time is spent driving all around because they have too many kids and they're fucking in their custody, essentially. So you've got like 40 kids, you have to visit each one of them once a month. They live all like across the fucking state, sometimes in other states, and sometimes you have to work with other social workers in those other states that they can check on those kids for you. But we're using an MS-DOS system in fucking Arizona that has no pictures of any of these kids. So when you start your job, you don't know what any of these fucking kids look like. You just have to take the words of the people that are taking care of the kids. So it's like, what do you think happens to these people? They fucking slip through the cracks. Like, it's a fucking ridiculous nightmare. Anyways, Cayenne says, "Fly, servants of chaos, strike terror into the hearts of the pitiful people of Gasco." Yeah, like MS-DOS, like it's a black screen with white words on it. It's like the pre-operating system, like, situation. Just Google it. It's before you're probably born. But literally, like, a lot of government and old IBM systems still exist in corporate culture. Just sit, like, no shit, like MS-DOS. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, there are so many broken programs that people still use in corporate across multiple corporations. Like, heck, what is coding but a black screen and you typing a bunch of shit on it? Like, because it costs money to develop applications, and companies don't like spending money. It's literally that simple. You think they want to part with their money that they stole from the fucking labor of the workers that they're trying to gaslight into believing that they're going to have a better future? And then the instant a fucking economic situation happens, they fucking fire all these motherfuckers. All the money goes to the CEO's wallet. Like, they get paid like 30,000 times the average fucking worker. And they do like none of the work. Just some dickhead that's rich sitting in an office. How can I extort more money from my clients and work my fucking people to the bone while keeping them just loyal enough to fucking not quit? Jesus Christ. Pharaoh is currently under attack by unidentified enemy units. The siege is likely spreading all over Gasco. They may already be on their way to your position. Be careful. The timing's too suspicious. These enemies must be tied to Cayenne somehow. Nowhere will be safe if the Vandergand is involved. We have to bring it down. If we can beat the Vandergand, everything will be okay. I hope. Yeah. They all have to say something because all these characters are supposedly important. Like, realistic example, in 2018, I was working for a company called Waste Management. Their entire billing system was run off MS-DOS. And literally, I know that multiple people that were working there were using that system to counterfeit a bunch of sales so that it looked like they were selling a lot more stuff than they were, so that they'd get huge commission checks. And they successfully did that for several years. It's fucking insane. Like, these companies are ridiculously stupid. But if you steal from them, you go to jail for 8,000 years. If they rob you blind, they just pay a tiny fine and then continue robbing you blind. Like, what kind of fucking structure of law is that? A bullshit one. If I fucking steal a taco from a street vendor, I'm going to jail. Rich people steal billions, and it's just good fucking economic activity. It's just fucking commerce at that point. Again, it's money. Do you want to pay developers to create a program and work out all the bugs? And then you have to get rid of your old program, and then you have to navigate all the data on those shitty old programs to your new, shiny, good programs. DOS is used fucking everywhere all the time. It was only in, like, I think, like, the late 90s that the stock market became electronic, basically. Like, and Windows has been around since the fucking early 90s or late 80s, so there's no excuse for it. Like, companies just don't want to spend money on unproven things. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of mentality. Oh, haven't heard of DOS being used anywhere. As you literally are coding on a black screen, like, people still need to know how to do some of this shit. I can't believe you're still, like, blown away by this. Like, one of the things, like, being in sales is like, for so many years, I've seen so many like shitty systems. Like, salespeople have to be a little bit of everything. They have to be able to talk to the operations people to make sure the product shows up on time. And they're in most of the systems. So, I've seen a lot of shitty systems. And I mean, like, I can tell you that the system that replaced the MS-DOS system in the state of Arizona is called Guardian, and it doesn't work. It's literally broken. And the fucking state doesn't want to pay to fix it. So what they did was, they disallowed people from using the old system, and then told everyone to use the new broken system, and now just nobody gets any work done. Literally, they're like hiring new people every month, putting them through like a 2-week training class, which teaches you literally nothing. And then like after getting out and getting berated by judges for not having your court reports done on time and shit, which is a different fucking governmental system that you have to learn, by the way. These people just quit. It's like, it's not worth McDonald's money to fucking do this job. So, I mean, that'll tell you how much the government gives a shit about kids. 0. They don't fucking care at all. That's the fucking end game sum right there. But these DOS systems tend to have just like a shitload of functions built into them to make it easier than just literally a black screen. It'll be like input new client is option number 1, and then you type in like first name, last name, etc. But another big problem with that kind of a system is that they're really slow and shitty. So, but yeah, a lot of billing systems are made on old IBM DOS fucking software. Guaranteed. Almost every company I've worked for, I've seen one. Let's see. We ate. This dickhead wants to do the laundry. For some reason. Why would anyone voluntarily, like, oh, I'm really feeling like doing some laundry right now. Love that shit. Scrap fishing, I guess. Yeah, but most of the time they're buying a program from a company, and they're paying fees on it indefinitely. Like, if you accept credit cards, you have to pay the charges on those credit cards. Like, companies charge like 2 or 3% of each transaction, the banks that run credit cards. So you lose money that way. Then you pay monthly for software as a service that only needs to be bought and installed once, but if anything goes wrong with it, you know, you don't have any support on it unless you pay for the ongoing service charges. So that's the big scam that's happening in the US now. Like, it's fucking crazy. And I've been through software integrations, like Salesforce is the big one. It's a CRM, customer relationship management tool. It's utilized to input orders and various things like that. And like, you can try to like create enough fields to import all the information over from a DOS-based system into a Windows application, but it doesn't always work. And then the company that's creating this for you, they don't want to lose your business, so they just lie to you, and then they just drop this fucking application on you. You have no choice but to sit there and pay these ongoing fees until all this shit gets fixed, which it never really completely ever gets fully fixed. It's just all a big old scam. Scam-tastic. Everything is always a scam forever. And everybody pretty much knows it. But what are you gonna do? Rich people have more money than you. They can bribe a bunch of fucking ex-military people to come murder your ass if you get in their way. This should be the rendezvous point, says Malt. An airship is approaching. Right on time. You're nothing if not punctual. What a useless piece of information. Things aren't looking good. Yeah, some guy just resurrected evil destruction Jesus or whatever. Is now controlling it with malicious AI. Things are looking grim. Evil Jesus is raining down hellfire. Like, what did fucking kings do when people didn't pay their taxes? They come to collect. It's no different than society is today. If the Vandergand is spawning these unmanned units, it's most likely controlling them too. What is this, the plot of Terminator? A bunch of AI drones are just blowing everything up? Oh no, the evil thing is here. But for some reason we're gonna have an entire level before we fight it. Yeah, that's pretty much called extortion. Never ever work for a family member. Because everything that they do from then on forward is gonna be, oh, I'm doing you a favor, like, so you have to do me a favor and make less than minimum wage, and I'll pay you under the counter so I don't have to pay taxes, LOL. Wow, what a great family. I think I'll skip out on being part of that fucking bullshit. I need you to give me free shit. That's not your friend. That's, somebody abusing their power within a relationship. Anyways, this is the Vandergand's leg that we are attacking right now. Amazingly, this somehow works. What a fucking... wow. It literally just had a turn and it's so fast that it has another turn immediately. I love that shit. Then it regenerated all its armor, and now it already gets another turn again. Anyhow, the legs have sustained damage. Pretty soon we'll be attacking its spine. Surely this is some jest. Could it be the Bannergand was not fully revived? Even if that's the case, the damage is not but a trifle while I'm armed with the restorative power of the Belenos. Literally, these kids killed this fucking thing last year, and you're surprised that they're able to kill it again with the same fucking machine? What a retard. Oh no, my evil plan to destroy the fucking world for basically no reason. Thwarted by children. Is this a fucking episode of Scooby-Doo right now? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Flirp-dee-derp-dee-derp-derp. Like, the phrase that life's not fair is like a common thing, and then people act like all surprised when like they find out how unfair life actually is, like they're fucking shocked by it or something. I'm like, oh man, clearly you didn't take those first words to heart. Yeah, sure. It's definitely not about all those dynasties that were created all that long time ago. Yes, we have a record new number of millionaires. That just means there's a record new number of fucking scams to deal with. Now, pretty much everything is gonna be like a monthly charge. Like, you want to go to a gym? Monthly charge. You want to get your groceries? Monthly charge. Gotta get that deluxe grocery monthly charge. And that shit is actually happening. Like, there's companies that mail you your groceries. Amazon will deliver that shit for you. Like, meal prep companies exist. I pay for some of them. Everything just wants to be a monthly charge now. They just want to charge you in perpetuity. And you'll get nothing. You'll own nothing and you'll enjoy it. You will be a slave. Guaranteed. There's not going to be very many generations left that are able to afford the luxury of their own property at this fucking rate. And since everybody's too fucking stupid to stand up and demand that shit be, like, made better for the general public, like, it's just going to keep happening forever. The only way you make this place better at this point is by fucking starting a war with the United States government and demanding that lobbying be made illegal. And demanding that you actually get like a month or two off a year from work so that you can pay attention to what the fuck is going on in this world. Instead of being like living through a series of fucking increasingly shitty events that are just happening at you all the time. Because you never get enough time to rest. It's fucking insane. If you don't make it so that people can afford to have kids, they're not gonna. Shocker. How do you make it so people can afford to have kids again? Stop giving rich assholes all the fucking tax breaks. Wow. It's not that fucking hard. That's the thing, though. People won't get truly discontent as long as they can continue to afford things. Even if they're just living on this week-to-week fucking schedule of barely surviving. Globally, people will just fucking put up with it for the most part. Especially, you know, again, it comes down to free time. If you're not given any, like, oh, I have to work 5 days a week. Takes me 48 hours of sleep just to get ready for the next 40 hours of work again, dealing with cunty asshole bitch customers. Karen and company, all the fucking Karens, lining up for all the fucking scams that they can try to get past an organization. Oof. It's time for scams, everybody. It really won't be worth that much, and you'd probably die from sepsis. Gotta love that sepsis. It's coming. I am not a doctor, not even a discount one. I do not have the skills to get you out of that situation alive. Oh yeah, that's definitely not going to cause massive burning and pain at all. Anyways, that was the Vannergan spine. But apparently snapping it does not kill the beast, for we have to fly up to its head and extinguish the rest of its life force now. We've almost arrived. Anyways, I did a video where I already voiced the dialogue for the ending of the game, so mostly I'll just be skipping this stuff for this playthrough. Anyway, that prompt is the difference between the true ending and the normal ending. Though it is kind of obvious which one to pick if if you fulfilled the conditions for the true ending on the first run, that is. We swear on our tails we'll never give up. Or sacrifice a child. Probably shouldn't be sacrificing them children, you know. Looks like I got some empathy events, but I think I was more red than blue. I don't know. I was looking into a theory if there's like a red plus blue ending, but I don't think there is. I think you just get the red ending or the blue ending. Or maybe none at all if you don't fulfill the conditions. Thanks, we only need to see that a couple hundred more times this game before it's over, letting me know the product that I had purchased. Oh, yep, there that is again. But yeah, the epilogue is kind of interesting. It's basically alluding to the fact that there's definitely going to be a third game. I guess if this one sells enough copies. Which I would play it. I like the gameplay of these games, but the story is... it's pedestrian at best. Alrighty, I am now ready for my speedrun tomorrow. Thanks for watching and we will see you next time.